podcast at 10 o'clock at night? Damn.
Oh, okay. Hey, people out there? Who's out there? Welcome to the Warzone. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? We're back. I don't know who's in the chat, but I guess I can go to the live stream and see it. I like to see the names, even if you aren't talking. Let's see what we got going on here live. It doesn't tell me. It won't tell me who's here. But anyway, what's going on, people? I'm back from CES, and I busted my ass all week. I was hey cyber dude, how you doing? I now have an audio notification when somebody sends me a chat message. Is that not cool? So now I could now I know when you guys are talking to me. So yeah, CES last week, checking out all the cool technology, and let me move this over so I'm not looking at the other screen. There we go. There we go. Much better. Yeah, I think I walked like 8 to 10 miles a day when I was there. So that was kind of crazy. And I set out, I had a plan for the week, and I accomplished that plan. I have not done Warzone since before the new year. You know, Christmas, because Christmas and New Year's fell on a Wednesday, that was 2 weeks I didn't do the Warzone, and then the first week of January I didn't do it because I was out in Vegas. So yeah, it's been about 3 weeks, but we're back. So this is Warzone Aftermath episode 003. So yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. It's weird. I posted I was doing it tonight, so I'm pretty sure people are gonna get this in their feed and jump on. But there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, so I want to start off by talking about Marvel Rivals. As somebody who's a huge fan of Overwatch, I kept seeing Marvel Rivals all over social media, all over YouTube. I'm like, what's this Marvel Rivals game? And everybody's playing, everybody's talking about it. So it's free. So I installed it on my PC and I started to play it. And the first thing I noticed, and if you're out there, if you're an Overwatch player that's played Rivals, tell me if I'm crazy or not. Okay? But one of the first things I noticed about this game, why is this here, is that the sound design, it sounded like the sound design from Marvel Rivals. I'm talking about the voice actors, the pings, the poops. It was all ripped from Overwatch. I'm listening to these voice actors and I'm like, that's the same person, that's the same voice from Overwatch. The music notes, same. It's the same kind of sound from Overwatch. They literally ripped as much from Overwatch as they could. And people love this game, and I think the only reason people love it is because it's Marvel. It's the Marvel universe, right? But it's like you have your MCU stuff, and then you have characters in this game that most mainstream audience, people who never read comics, there's characters in there from the comics that these people don't even know about. So I started to play. I played it. I picked Black Panther. And I'll tell you one thing about Marvel Rivals that destroys pretty much every game made in the history of games. The art design. The way they drew those characters is absolutely fantastic. I've never seen comic book characters drawn like this in a video game, or any characters. The way they drew the characters is so fucking awesome. So I'll give them that. I love the art design. The gameplay, it just was really lacking for me. You know, I got Black Panther and he's clawing and cutting and he does a special move, and it's just like, I'm an Overwatch guy. And I know this is like Overwatch with superheroes. Yeah, VR is the future. I'll get to that. But it just did not do it for me. And the fact that they ripped off Overwatch, like literally, shamelessly ripped off Overwatch, was even worse for me, because I just got back into Overwatch. I just started playing Overwatch 2. And I'm like, why do I want to play Rivals? There's nothing drawing me to Rivals except the Marvel franchises, which I don't really give a shit about. If I want to play a game with superheroes, I'd play like Spider-Man on my PS5 or something like that, or Batman. But it's just, I don't, there is no formula for how a game's going to be popular, if a game's going to explode. Like a new game. Like, if you release another shooter right now, another war shooter like Call of Duty, it's not going to be as big as Call of Duty. It might be popular, especially if it's free, but it's not going to be as big as Call of Duty. And I don't expect, or didn't expect, Rivals to be as big as Overwatch. But it's a hero shooter. Now, here's what's funny is Sony's put all this money into their hero shooter, and nobody wanted to play it. Nobody wanted to play Sony's game. I didn't hear that Sony's game actually sucked, but people just weren't interested in it. And I thought it's either A, Overwatch fatigue, or people just weren't interested in it. And then you got Marvel Rivals. Sony's got to be pissed that everybody's playing Marvel Rivals on every system. Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Steam Deck, laptops. Everywhere people are playing this game. It's probably on the phone. Is it on? I don't even know. Let me see. Marvel Rivals. Let's see here. I really want to hear from somebody. Oh my God, there's a mobile game. Are you kidding me? What? Oh, no, there isn't. Okay. But I really want to hear from somebody who plays Overwatch and plays Marvel Rivals. I want to hear other people's opinions on it. Maybe I should just go on the internet and look for it. But it just wasn't doing it for me. And I'm gonna give it another try. I'm gonna try some different characters. But when I was playing, I was just getting frustrated. I was like, what is this? Like, Spider-Man swinging around was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange is pretty cool to play, but it's just, the gameplay didn't do it for me. It's like, I want more Overwatch. I have Overwatch. I love Overwatch. I can't transition into this game because it just doesn't do it. So hopefully somebody in the chat will speak up that plays that game. So, Raphael on Real says VR is not the future. Are you just trying to trigger me? Ralph, do you have a VR system? Have you dabbled into VR? I keep trying to tell people, and I get it. To each his own. There are people out there that just like playing on a flat screen. I like playing on a flat screen. It's fun. But I've always been a person who loves to see technology advance and loves to take advantage of that technology. And, you know, years ago we saw Star Trek and we all talked about the holodeck experience. Wow, what if that was real? This is closer to the holodeck than we've ever been. Ever. I mean, VR has been out for what, a decade now? But they're really getting good with it. They're really getting good with it. The mixed reality stuff is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. I was playing this game, right? It's called Cabin in the Woods or something like that. And it's a game that it's like a zombie game. It's like zombies. You fortify, you're in this cabin and you fortify and you got weapons that spawn and stuff. And you kill the oncoming zombies and you get new weapons and all kinds of upgrades and shit. But there's a mode in this game where you take your environment. It uses the mixed reality. So I took my man cave and you put the weapon spawner somewhere and you put a computer somewhere and you put windows and doors where you think they should be. And now I'm in my man cave and zombies are breaking into my man cave attacking me. It was an unbelievable experience. And when you look out the windows of my man cave, you see their world, their cabin in the woods world, and they're all breaking into my man cave, and I'm fighting them in my man cave. Like, you can't beat that experience. You cannot beat that. You cannot beat that experience on a flat screen. And one of the things I've noticed about people who like really can't get into VR right now, it's always this talk about graphics, and I'm like, at this point, the gameplay is so much better than flat screen gameplay. You can't discount the graphics. You can't. Like, yeah, I know there's some games that look like, Minecraft or whatever, but you got games with really good graphics like Batman Arkham Shadows and Half-Life Alyx that you can play on your MetaQuest. Cyberdude says, I'm too lazy to set up and play VR. Dude, you don't have to play linked to your PC. That's what I keep telling people. People don't understand. I can take my MetaQuest over my Wi-Fi and tap into my Steam library and play all my Steam VR games on my MetaQuest. And they look just as good as they do on PC in terms of their textures and stuff like that. Half-Life Alyx is incredible on the MetaQuest, playing through Steam Link. And if you got a fast network and you got fast Wi-Fi, you don't have to hook a cable up to your PC to play. You just put on your MetaQuest helmet, you launch your Steam Link application, and there's all your Steam VR games ready for you to play. How do you think I played Love and Lust? It's absolutely amazing. And while a lot of flat screen gamers are still waiting for Sony to release that next big game, still waiting for Microsoft to release that next game, still playing the same shit. You're either playing third person action games, first person shooters, or strategy games. It's the same thing with the new coat of paint. And when you start getting into the VR realm, it's no longer the same thing. I don't have that VR. Mine is wired. What do you have, Cyber Dude? You have the Steam VR, or hopefully not Pimax. What do you have? It's time to sell it and get yourself a MetaQuest. VR seems okay, but for a little bit. What do you have, Ralph, for VR? What are you playing? Do you have like the PSVR or MetaQuest or one of the PC systems? And see, what you're saying is VR is okay. You have to find the right games. You have to play the right games. That's the thing. When you find games like stuff that you've always wanted to play, there's a VR kung fu game on MetaQuest. Like, I have just as much fun diving in the MetaQuest rabbit hole as I do diving in the Steam rabbit hole, especially during the summer sale. It's just as fun. There is so much shit on that MetaQuest store. So much shit. There's so much shit on Steam that I used to just didn't care about because I didn't have VR. There's so much stuff out there. It's like if I wanted to, I could buy 2 or 3 games a day and build this. I already have a big backlog. I have a huge backlog on the flat screen. My VR backlog is growing. I've had to stop myself from buying VR games. There's so much shit I need to try. Plus, I'm getting sent codes now for review. You saw my Human Within review. I'm getting more codes. Keymailer is sending me tons of codes. I just got accepted into the PC Game Pass partner program. It's absolutely gone berserk. The latter half of 2024 up until now, it's absolutely gone berserk. And I'm pushing VR right now like I was pushing PC gaming 15 years ago to you guys, trying to get you guys to get into PC gaming. Now, for me, I'm trying to get more people into VR because it is such a blast. John Shaw was doing this to me I knew I wanted VR, but John Shaw was like, get it now, fuck that flat screen stuff, because he had been bitten by the bug too. And it is just absolutely amazing. So I believe it is the future of gaming, because where else can game, like, if you don't believe it's the future of the game, where else is flat screen gaming gonna go? They can't even get better graphics right now. Like, most companies aren't really pushing for better graphics, but even if they are, it's not changing the way we play. It's not making the gameplay better. We're just getting better graphics. And now we got a 5000 series NVIDIA card. We got to spend $2,000 for what? 200 frames per second games, but the graphics are going to be as good as the developers can make them, as they can dream up, with their art design and their textures and polygons and special effects. We're getting diminishing returns right now. If the gameplay is not getting better, it's not going to matter how good the graphics are. It's just not going to matter. You can make the shit look like real. You don't think things need to change, but do you think they need to get better? Isn't getting better changing? Like, what's your favorite game right now, Ralph? What are you playing the most right now? Like, I have my stuff that I play all the time, like Titanfall 2, Black Ops 6. This is everyday stuff for me. And I enjoy those games immensely. But I simply cannot get excited about any console or PC games now unless they're VR. Like, well, there's one exception. The new Virtua Fighter game. I can get excited about that because it looks like they're finally doing something different with 3D fighting. They're finally doing something different. So that's what's got me excited. Not just because it's Virtua Fighter, but they're actually doing something different to break the mold and jump ahead of everybody else and change the game. I think games need more passion, though. I feel they lost it, except some indie devs. I agree. The games don't have more passion. Yeah, like you get it. You get a new game, and you say, okay, graphics are cool, gameplay's cool, oh, this is fun, but it doesn't blow your fucking mind. When's the last time your mind has been blown, Ralph? When's the last time your mind's been blown that you put your controller down and got on your phone? Holy shit, you need to go to GameStop right now and get yourself a copy of this game. Oh my fucking God. Dude, I'm taking the day off of work tomorrow to play. When's the last time that's happened to you, Ralph? I'd like to know. I hope you're listening. Because that's what I need to happen to me right now, I don't know how old you are. I'm 54, Ralph. You got to understand, I started gaming before there was video games. Remember, it's pinball. I played Pong. I played all those single color games, those monochrome games. I've seen every era up until now. And since I've started gaming in the 70s, back then technology moved faster. So they quickly moved from vector graphics to high bitrate pixels, laser discs. I've seen everything you can imagine when it comes to video games, you know. And then we had 16-bit, we had 32-bit, then we had like 3D fighting games. Oh shit, 3D fighting games. Then you had 3D shooters, you know, Gears of War, first-person shooters. And I've seen all of it. So for me, if a developer's releases new games, I'm like, okay, impress me. You know, if you can't impress me, I'm going right back to Titanfall. I'm going right back to Call of Duty Black Ops, and maybe some of those indie games, maybe some Warhammer, and definitely going back to VR. You don't have to do much to impress me with VR. You don't have to do much. Like, put me in a room with stuff, and I'm blown away. Because you think about it, I'll go back. I've been on the planet for 50 years. I've seen every console, every arcade machine, I've seen everything. And to pick up a VR controller and be able to throw a can across the room and have it break a window is more mind-blowing to me than anything in consoles. Again, if you hold a controller, right? You're playing. It could be any game, PC, console, whatever. You're holding your controller. If I were to tell you to, if I gave you a controller and said, pretend you're playing any fucking game, make pretend you're playing your favorite game, it's gonna look like this, right? This is what it's gonna look like. Okay, play Spider-Man for PlayStation 5. Okay, this is what you're doing. Play a fighting game. Play Street Fighter 6. This is what you're doing, right? Play a racing game. This is what you're doing. It's the same thing. Play Space Invaders. It's the same thing, right? But when you grab VR controllers, oh my God, you can be ducking. You can be standing up. You can be going side to side. You can be punching. You can be shooting. You can be dancing. You can be walking forward. You can be spinning around. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is gaming today. This is gaming. It's always the same. Always the same. You hold your controller. You move your thumbs around. Maybe you have a steering controller. Okay. So you're driving. I drive all day. It's part of my job. I drive. I don't need a game to do this, right? VR? Oh my God. Hello? And then when you start adding other stuff to your VR, like you take that big racing console that you built for your PC that's got the 3 screens and the steering wheel and the brake and gas and the gear shifter, except you get rid of the screens and you throw a VR helmet on, and now you're really in that car and you're in that world. If you want to transport yourself to another world and really feel like you're in that world, VR. Flat screen can't do it. Again, this is all my opinion based on my experiences. I'm a snob. I need better experiences, you know? I realized that the other day. I realized the reason why I probably sucked in a lot of games back in the days is because they weren't the quality that I needed them to be. I needed 60 frames per second. I needed high quality, better netcode games because I hated playing certain games because they were shitty online. And I couldn't enjoy them. Now with today's games, I go fucking crazy. Titanfall, Call of Duty, Halo Infinite, those first-person shooters. I think differently about games. How is it that I'm better in Souls games now? I've sucked at Armored Core my entire life. I could never get into it. It just didn't do it for me. I didn't really like the game. I never really liked the way the game looked. I didn't understand. Armored Core 6 comes out. I beat the game 3 times. I go online. I'm kicking people's asses. What the fuck? So you can see my beard. I really look 54 right now with this beard. All my gray hairs coming in. So I'm like, everybody, to each his own. Everybody's going to enjoy it. Like, there's nothing wrong with flat screen gaming. But for me, I need, in addition to flat screen gaming, in addition to mobile gaming, I need better experiences. You should play a boxing game in VR and then see how tired you are and how many calories you burned afterwards. It's amazing. So now, not only am I a gamer, but I'm getting a workout too. So I'm not sitting on my ass. I just did 3 rounds with some digital guy in a boxing realm, and I burned 1,000 calories. So, the days of being fat in your grandmother's basement are over when it comes to certain VR games. And yes, taste. Hey, Daniel Lawson, aka QL. Taste do change as you grow. My taste has grown. I used to be heavily into massive multiplayer online games and RPGs. And after, I don't know, 10 years of World of Warcraft, spending 8 hours to do a dungeon and all that stuff, I moved on from that. I don't really like MMOs at all anymore. I can't get involved. They take too much time. I got more things I need to do. I don't even like single player RPGs, like the big long ones. I don't have time for that. It's just too much of a time sink. It's probably, I am going to stream myself playing VR. I figured out how to do it, and I am going to stream myself playing VR. It's going to happen. It's probably going to happen during the 24-hour game stream, which is this weekend. It's going to start Friday and go till Saturday. I will update you guys on that tomorrow, but the 24-hour stream is this weekend. And I am going to be streaming myself playing VR games. And I got a question for you guys. Should I reconsider playing what the fuck is the name of the game? This shows you how old I am. Horizon. Should I reconsider playing Horizon Zero Dawn? So here's my problem with, I just told you about RPGs and stuff like this. Is the time sink. And one thing I hate about developers, I hate how developers make you grind in certain games just to make the length of the game longer. That pisses me off. And when I started playing Horizon, I really enjoyed the mechanics of the game. But it seemed like I was going to be playing it for like 30 to 40 hours. I'm like, I cannot do this. I cannot run this chick around shooting these fucking cyber arrows. I can't do it. I just don't have time. And I was thinking recently, I'm like, it's winter. I'm playing some games. Should I reconsider Horizon Zero Dawn and go back and play it and finish it? So I'm asking you guys that. Let me catch up on the chat. Daniel says, I can't stand competitive online anything anymore. Is it because I beat you in Age of Empires? Is that when that started? It's boring. I hate humans. I hate humans too, but you're playing the wrong games. You need to get out there and play some Overwatch. It's probably bad now due to the games not being as good, and also I heard they mod strict now for online. Well, what games are you specifically talking about, Daniel? Is there anything that comes to mind? Because we're still playing Titanfall 2 almost every night of the week. I was playing online competitively back in '98. Well, that's a long time, Daniel. You just aged yourself. When's the last time you played online? Did I really mess you up that bad when we played Age of Empires 2 and I kicked your ass? I should have recorded that. No, I think it was Age of Empires. I mean, I keep my competitive gaming limited, but I get on Call of Duty. I'm top 3 most of the time. A lot of times I'm in first place. Titanfall 2, last night we won. I think we played 6 games. We won every game we played. I'm usually in the top 5 for Titanfall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes I'm lower, but we play as a team and we win games. Tonight we played. Wednesday is always bad for us. For some reason, all the really nasty dudes come out on Wednesday. We got our asses kicked tonight. I think we only won 1 game tonight. I like the OG Unreal and Quake even to this day. I installed Quake Arena because I like the old school Quake. I like how it played, But Daniel, I mean, Not every game is in terms of competitive game. Not all of them are bad. Some of them have bad netcode. You know? Too many concussions? I'm just a tick slow. What were you? How do you have concussions? Were you a football player? Boxer? Then play something slower. Play something that's like, they got puzzle games. As I'm talking about this, my cousin just logged into Marvel Rivals. My cousin in Nevada just logged into Marvel Rivals. I got to talk to him. See, maybe he can tell me, because he plays everything. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Serafim's game controller. So, what did you go? Were you at war, or did they just hit you with a bag of nickels? Because you're always screwing up. I never asked you, how old are you, Dan? How old are you, Daniel Lawson? I'm doing the Warzone from Boston. I heard GTA 6 be costing $100. I'm up here singing and you can't tell me your age? Anyway. 45. Okay, well, you're still young. You're still a kid. You say you're slow. I don't think you're slow, Daniel. I think you've talked on my older show many times. I wouldn't consider you slow. You're just getting older. But anyway, so Serafim. Serafim makes a game controller. It kind of looks, it's your typical mobile game controller with the two handles and the analog and everything. Kind of looks like a Steam Deck or that PlayStation thing or whatever. So I'm like, okay, another controller where you could stick your phone in it. All right, what's so special about it? So they have their own app. Okay, this is mind blowing to me. Just so I don't mess everything up, I want to get it all right. Serafim. I saw the controller at the show, and I was mind blown. Let's see. Here we go. Press release. So, it's a controller. You put your phone inside the controller. Android or iPhone, right? They call it the S3 Cloud Gaming Controller. Right? It's got really comfortable grips and all this stuff. They have their own app. It's compatible with various games across multiple platforms such as PlayStation, Steam, Xbox, GeForce Now, Amazon Luna, App Store, and Google Play. Its features allow gamers to stream live on Twitch from your phone, from using the game controller. You can record gameplay, you can take screenshots, you can edit videos, and all that stuff. And it features Hall effect joysticks that eliminate drift, so no drift, analog controllers without dead zones, all this cool stuff. So I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I can turn my phone into like a Steam Deck with your controller and your app? Pretty much. I didn't know about that. So I'm like, how come none of the other controllers are doing this? So I knocked myself out at my mom's for like 27 hours, was fixing the roof supports. What, did you fall off the roof? So you pretty much died. That's crazy. When did that happen? Daniel. When did you fall off the roof? That's what happened to Dirty Bird. And how his voice changed. When he fell off the roof, that's how his voice got changed, because he hit his throat on a rock. I hit my head on it. Oh, Jesus, dude. You got to be careful. Safety first, bro. When did this happen? Was this before Warzone or after? So you're okay, though? I mean, I'm assuming you're okay. You've been a fan for years, and I've never questioned anything you did, except the drinking. But anyway, the Serafim game controller. It's badass. Look it up. You can play all your games on your phone with this controller in the app. The Steam stuff is what's impressive to me, because I've been thinking about a Steam Deck. I don't like mobile gaming, but if I get into a position where I'm working a 12-hour shift at work or whatever overnight, and I want to just pick up my phone and play some games, it'd be cool to have a couple analog joysticks and access to a Steam library on my phone. You know? That would be cool. So that's one of the things that really interested me about their controller, because there's other controllers out there. You've seen them where you can stick your phone in and play your games, but this one, they have their own app that allows you to play all these games from all these systems. Friggin' awesome. So that's one of the things I saw at CES that was cool. There was another one. I'm surprised a lot of people aren't talking about. One of my best friends has macular degeneration. If you know about macular degeneration, you basically, your vision gets blurry at the center, so you can't see. And ROG, isn't that a Steam Deck though? That's a Steam Deck, I thought. ROG Ally. Yeah, that's a Steam Deck. That's different. That's a deck for playing video games. It's basically a Steam Deck or whatever. But the Serafim turns your phone into that. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so my friend has macular degeneration. So I went, the very first group I met, they make this product called eSight. And you put these glasses on, and it corrects the blur on your macular degeneration so you can see again. It's friggin' amazing. So they had a guy there, one of their patients, that was wearing the glasses, and he said, yeah, I needed all kinds of assistance for my wife. I couldn't do anything, couldn't drive. I just basically sat home all day, and then I got these glasses. Now I'm going to Home Depot and picking up parts. I can drive, I can go out, I can see. And he said it has 24x zoom. So I've tried the glasses on, so it's got this OLED screen in there and everything, but he said he asked the guy to go up and get him something off the top shelf at Home Depot, and the guy couldn't read what he wanted, and he read the part number for him using his glasses with the 24x zoom. He's like, how the hell can you see that? So taking people that are blind and giving them sight using technology is a thing. There was also another company there that had glasses for macular degeneration, but I just briefly saw it. But the eSight, it basically has this band that goes around your neck. It's the battery, so you can take it outside and like go a full day without worrying about charging. And you know, they're a little bulky, but if you have full macular degeneration, you'll be able to see with these glasses. And that guy was a testament to that. He's like, yeah, I couldn't see shit before. Now I can see. And I was standing there talking to him, and he had this huge smile on his face. It changed his whole life. So that is technology that I love. You know, I saw a lot of robots, and the robot stuff was really cool. This one called Louie, which you take your phone. I posted a video on it. You take your phone and you put the Louie app on it. Put your phone on the little tank wheels and the magnetic charger, the key charger, wireless charger, and your phone is basically the face and head of the robot, and it has built-in Chat GPT, so it can communicate with you. It can see you. It can remember who you are. So you tell it your name, and it remembers who you are, and it learns from you. And it rolls around your desk. It has edge detection, so it can't fall off your desk. If you're drinking coffee, it'll pull out a cup and do a cheers to you. If you caress it, it smiles. If you tap on the screen, it gets pissed off and then brings up some guns and shoots you. Apparently, this thing dreams too, so it has dreams, and then you can look at its dreams. It's amazing, and it'll talk to you too. It'll have a conversation with you. So that's pretty cool. They're going to send me one. So I'm going to check it out. And I am overloaded with where I got so much stuff at CES. I got a huge box This is the box. Here's my screen. All these special effects and shit you can't see. God damn it. This is you can see how big this box is. So this is the box that I shipped from Vegas. Because anytime you go to CES, you get a lot of stuff. So you gotta ship stuff back because you don't want to take it on the plane with you. So I shipped a huge box of stuff. I got stuff from my arcade. I just got a ton of stuff. So there's like Davis Daily is just gonna go absolutely bonkers in the next few weeks from all the stuff that I got, all the stuff that I'm doing, reviews I'm doing. Like I said, I'm a PC Game Pass PC partner now, so I'll be doing a lot of PC Game Pass game streams. What else did I see at CES? Tons of AI stuff there. They always do that at CES. They have a theme and they push that theme really hard. Everything has AI. Cars, robots, cellular phones, glasses, laptops, computers, memory cards. Everything has freaking AI. Coffee makers. AI is the new thing. So some of the stuff is cool. Some of the stuff I could care less about. But LG's bendable 5K TV or 5K gaming monitor was really cool. Really cool. I don't know if you saw the video on it. That was mind blowing. What else? LG's latest transparent OLED was cool. Some of the games I would never play. What else? They had this car. It was this giant like SUV that had a personal I wouldn't call it, it was like a drone, but it was a personal aircraft in the back of it. And you literally park this thing and you pull this personal aircraft out of the back of this vehicle, and then you can fly away and then land and put it back in the car and drive off. And I'm like, nobody can afford that. It's cool. Nobody can afford it. But even if you wanted it and you could afford it, you need a pilot's license. So, because you're sitting in this gigantic like quadcopter flying around, you got to have a pilot's license for that. So it's cool. It's cool technology, but like maybe 0.1% of the people who attended CES would actually buy one of those things and could use it. But it was cool. The food tech, they didn't have a lot of food tech there, but the food tech that I saw was cool. I saw some stuff from Drio that I'm going to post. A milk frother for coffee, things like that. Saw some cool PC gaming cases. I spent I'd say about 45 minutes with Starforge looking at all their new stuff. But unfortunately, it's all under embargo, and I can't post my video yet. So, and it's a long video. So I'm hoping that embargo will break this week and I can post that video if you've heard of Starforge. Starforge was started by a bunch of Twitch streamers. And now they're at the top of their game. And they have some pretty badass cases and artwork and all kinds of LEDs and really cool shit. I was impressed with what they had to show. And everything's made in the USA, which is even more important. So I thought that was cool. What else did I see? I saw an all-in-one home theater system with a short-range short throw projector, and it was on a 150-inch screen that came out of a box that had all the surround speakers built in. It was friggin' amazing. It was like a turnkey home theater with two pieces, and you just throw it in there, and you put the unit there, and you put the projector. Projector sat like this far away from the screen and shot up to 150 inches of 4K goodness. And I sat there for a minute looking at it, and I was like, what the hell is this? That's dope, but I don't know what it is. And then I looked down and I saw the projector. I was like, oh my God, This is incredible. Let's see if I can find it. It's called the Zagimi projector. XGIMI is the projector. And you literally throw it inches in front of your screen. There's a whole system. It's amazing. And I'm on the site right now, and they got like 50% off accessories and stuff like that. They got some badass projectors though, and all kinds of home theater shit. But that short throw projector, oh my god, it was beautiful. I think I got video. I think I posted images of it on the community. It was amazing. So what are some of the specs here? They said the Zagimi Ascend, the 2-in-1 ALR screen and sound bar, introduces a new vision for the future home entertainment and will be on display at Pepcom Digital. I gotta put this image up on the screen. Oh my god, I can't save the image. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Hate when they do that. The short throw projector. Let's see. I want to see if it has the range that you can put it in front of the. Everything's here. I don't feel like going through this press release right now, but I'll do a post on it. It was. If you're a home theater person, oh my god, I think it was like a $9,000 system. But I'm like, by the time you build your home theater, you buy your 4K projector, your leather chairs, your daylight screen, and your Onkyo receiver, and all your speakers, and your 4K Blu-ray player, you're gonna spend about $9,000. So I'm like, $9,000 for a turnkey solution, that ain't bad. And it was incredible. The quality and the sound was badass. What else did I see? There was a lot of AR, XR glasses at the show. For some odd reason, X-Real's booth had a line every day, and I think it's because their booth was right in front of the door that people walk in, so the first thing they do is go to XR's booth. So I didn't get to try on the XR glasses. I did try on the Ray Neos, and so I put on these glasses, right? And the girl that was helping me, she's Chinese. So she's like, look, I'm going to show you the translation. She puts on the glass. I put on the glasses. She starts talking to me in Chinese. And as she's talking to me in Chinese, all of the English text is coming across my eyes. So I can understand everything she's saying. It was amazing. The only thing about those translations is if you're speaking to a person who only speaks Chinese and you only speak English, then how can you respond to them? You can't, unless it shows you the text in like Chinese that you can read back, and then you're going to pronounce everything wrong. But just being able to translate what somebody's saying to you is just, it was amazing. I mean, and it got every word, no mistakes. They had built-in Chat GPT, and to just have this woman speaking Chinese to me and me understanding everything was pretty amazing. AR glasses are probably the future. Oh yeah, I think they're the now, to be honest with you. There were so many of them at the show. They had all kinds of AR. They had all kinds of VR. There's some new VR stuff out there from other companies. I tried the Pimax. Pimax is like OLED screen, super high resolution. I got in a flight simulator that was pretty cool. But then I crashed into the water, and the lady that was helping me was gone. When I took off the glasses, she was gone. So I'm like, what the fuck? She left me hanging. I'm like, really? What else did I see that was just like, oh, that's amazing? I saw lots of cool stuff, you know. Tor, did you try the Virtual Boy? Yeah. I actually tried the Virtual Boy at the CES Chicago show during the summer. I can't tell you what year it was, but I did try the Virtual Boy. And when I tried it, I said, this thing's going to make people blind when they buy it. People are going to go blind using this Virtual Boy. And the Virtual Boy, it was cool technology, but it didn't blow me away. But it was cool technology, what they did with it back then, if you think about it. back then, I mean, this was in the 90s. And we went to Nintendo's booth in Chicago and checked it out. And it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But we didn't think it was going to be their next big thing. It was too much. And nobody wants to stare at fucking a red screen all day. So, and that's probably why it failed. Unless Musk's brain chip can turn our world into an RPG. Is he really making a brain chip? I would not get it. I would not get that. I would not buy a brain chip from. I don't want a brain chip from anybody. When I die, I want to die. Like if somebody said, "We can make you live an additional 100 years from this point on," I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I just want to die like a normal person and go through that experience. I can't imagine being almost 180 years old and everybody that you know has died. I don't want to die. I don't want my son to die before I die. So, like, no chips, none of that stuff. Oh, they already have it in people. Are you serious? Where did you read that? The Onion? Do they really have that in people already? I didn't even know he was making a brain chip. All we need is for somebody's head to explode now. Oh, I gotta find. Was this recent? Joe Rogan brain chip. Oh, there it is. Nolan Arbog is the first human recipient of the Neuralink's brain-computer interface implant. All right, I'm gonna watch that. Thanks for that info. I will be watching that. Nice. All right. What else is there? I think that's it. Yes. CES is done. No more shows for me for the rest of the year. Well, no, I got a fishing show later this month, but that doesn't really count. That's my other life. But yeah, that's it. So this Friday, 24-hour stream. I hope you tune in. There's going to be lots of stuff happening on that stream. I'm not going to sit down for 24 hours and kill myself. There will be moments where I get up and play VR and I do a little exercise and walk around. So stop in and say hi. I will be giving a couple codes away of a VR game. You'll want one after watching. I will not want one. I don't want anybody fucking with my brain. Unless putting this brain chip in is going to get me $1 million in like 2 weeks, I'm not doing it. And how much does it cost? And it's a. Here's what I'll say about Elon's products. Like his products are pretty good. His spaceships, his Starlink's pretty good. But I don't know, man. I saw a video on that Cybertruck. It couldn't even tow another truck. The whole fender broke off the frame when it tried towing another truck. So it has really no towing capacity. And the constant explosions I keep hearing about with some of his electric vehicles, I don't know. I don't know if I could trust him with my brain. It'll make you better at gaming. I'm already better at gaming. I'm already there without a brain chip. I don't need a brain chip to get better at gaming. Maybe you should get it, Daniel. Then you can be competitive online again. Okay. What is it? 10:55. 10:58. Wait. Oh, it's 10. Oh, wow. Jesus, that was the fastest hour in history. Okay. Well, I guess that's it, folks. If there's anything else, I will see you next week. I'll see you Friday. I think I'm going to be I'll post the time it's going to start. I'm not sure. I have an idea when I want to start it. So, yeah. So it should be funny watching me fall asleep on the keyboard. I'm going to give you guys an exclusive. I'll end the show on an exclusive. Let me see if I can get this to work. Hold on a second. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work. You guys get to see it before the rest of the world. Okay? Oh, it's not working. What am I doing wrong? Hold on. Sometimes I hate OBS. I really do. I want to talk about My Arcade, and there are two announcements. Hold on. It's not letting me select it. Why is that? Usually when you put an object in here, you're supposed to be able to select it and change the size, but sometimes it fucks up. No 5-hour shows anymore. She was in charge of a lot of cool games. Damn. How come I can't? I feel like an idiot right now. I can't grab this thing. I want to talk about My Arcade, and there are two announcements. They announced the Atari My Arcade system and the Capcom Bandai Namco arcade system. Right here, I'm just going through the Atari cabinet, and you can see the pinball machine and the Atari controllers, which has 8 buttons, what looks like a hap control joystick, and a spinner for games like Tempest. And then here's the Capcom system, which has the handheld with the big huge screen. I think that was 8 inches. And they're advertising all these games, but I'll get into that in a minute. This is the console that you can sit in front of your TV with the controllers, and some additional controllers for the Capcom Bandai system. They also showed the Pole Position 1 and 2 My Arcade. They're getting bigger every time. And these are actual arcade renditions. They're not some remade version of the game. It's the actual arcade games. So here is the big Bandai Namco Capcom system. You can see the size of the screen. It sits perfectly on a desktop. There's the Atari equivalent, and 200 plus games. Now, what they're not telling you about these systems is, well, you got all these Atari games, these Capcom games, and Bandai games, but they're not telling you about all the other games you get, which blew my mind. I said they need to advertise this even more. So, 200 games, what does that mean? Well, you have all the Bandai Namco arcade games you can think of. You know, the popular stuff, right? It's got the 16-bit stuff, Splatterhouse games, things like that. You got the Capcom games, the Street Fighters, and, you know, anything you can think of. But then it's got the Jaleco games, okay? If you're an arcade hopper like me, you know what that means. And it's got Pico games, okay? That's the game list that's on the back of the box. They're not even advertising it. And then you go back to the Atari system. You got the 5200, the 7800, the Atari arcade games. Okay, you got the Atari 2600 games, and you also got Jaleco and Pico games on the Atari system. But I mean, Atari's got iRobot, you know, things that you've never seen at home ever before. You know, it's got Berserk, it's got Frenzy, it's got Space Duel. You know, they also talked about or showed the Sonic the Hedgehog Sega system, which is using the same style cabinet with the hap-like controls, which has all the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Well, the original, you know, sprite-based games. And there's a smaller version right there. And lastly, they had the Pac-Man Anniversary System, which is golden color. Their casino player, and lastly, their pole position 1 and 2 system. All of this stuff is supposed to come out by third quarter. Oh, this system right here, this plays Nintendo, Super NES, and Sega Genesis cartridges. And all this should be out by third quarter of 2025. So if you're an arcade fan, look out for my arcade. All right, people. I hope you got all that. You got an exclusive that's not going up till tomorrow. See what I do for you guys? So yeah, that was the My Arcade lineup, which is another mind blower for me. I told them, I said, you guys need to promote all these other games that are coming with these systems. Don't just promote the popular stuff, the Street Fighter stuff. You need to promote all that stuff. Those consoles or arcade cabinets are incredible. High quality. You can mod them. I know you can mod them because I know what's under there. I want both of those. Those like the handhelds are dope too, but we have enough handheld things to put in bags. We have enough consoles set up in front of our TV. I want those friggin' cabinets. They were so badass. Some of the games in that list are games that I've never ever seen released for home, and they're putting it in those cabinets. Those cabinets are game changers. Anyway, thanks for coming on, guys. Your mic is about 10 decibels lower. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it should be. Are you so I've been talking to you all night and you haven't complained about my voice. But the desktop audio was a little bit hotter on that playback source. That's why it's louder. Do you want me to be right in your face, Daniel? Is that what you like? You like me really close to you? Is this better for you? You didn't complain all night. What's up, Futuristic Viper? How you doing? So yeah. I'll see you guys Friday for the 24-hour stream. Thanks for your support as always. Peace, love, and hair grease.